It's been about 15 minutes since the jail's been putting them in, so we're just waiting.
Okay.
Take that stuff off and use your big girl and big boy voices. I know. Because we went to take it off and she got to see you here today.
Oh, man. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cornelius Shannon. This is file number 24-02619 FY, counsel appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today on behalf of Mr. Shannon for today's arraignment.
Okay, you're Mr. Shannon? Okay, Mr. Shannon, I have here a felony complaint. The allegations state that on or about September 4th, 2024, at the area of 1013 Prospect Street, Apartment 2, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you did allegedly, contrary to law, commit the act and count 1 of attempted assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation. The allegations are that you did attempt to commit the following listed offense, and in the attempt did act towards the commission of that offense, but failed in the perpetuation or was prevented in the execution thereof, contrary to MCL 750.92. That was make an assault upon a Chauncey Martin by strangulation or suffocation, contrary to MCL 750.84. Count 1 is a felony. The maximum penalty is 5 years, and the court shall order law enforcement to collect a DNA identification profiling sample. There's a count 2 of domestic violence, alleging that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon a Chauncey Martin, an individual with whom you had a dating relationship, and that this was done contrary to MCL 750.812. Normally, count 2 would be a misdemeanor, 93 days and or $500 in fines. However, there's an habitual offender 4th offense notice here. So it says, take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of 3 or more felonies or attempts to commit felonies, and that on or about February 1st, 1994, he was convicted of the offense of criminal sexual conduct, 1st degree, with a weapon used in violation of Michigan Compile Law 750.520B1E in the 56th Circuit Court for Eaton County, State of Michigan, and that on or about December 15, 1993, he was convicted of the offense of controlled substance delivery, manufacture of cocaine, heroin, or other narcotic less than 50 grams in violation of MCL 333.7401-2A4 in the 30th Circuit Court for Ingham County, State of Michigan. And that on or about December 15th, 1993, he was convicted of the offense of breaking and entering an occupied dwelling with intent in violation of MCL 750.110B in the 30th Circuit Court, Ingham County, State of Michigan. Therefore, the defendant is subject to the penalties provided by MCL 769.12 that makes the maximum penalty now life if the primary offense has a penalty of 5 years or more, 15 years or less if the primary offense has a penalty under 5 years. The maximum penalty cannot be less than the maximum term for the first conviction. Do you understand the charge or charges read there, the maximum penalty in the fourth habitual offender notice.
Yes.
Okay, you have the right to counsel, and Ms. Sutter is going to represent you today for the purpose of your arraignment only. You have the right to have an attorney represent you at each stage of the criminal prosecution, and if you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can make a request to have the public defender's office appointed to represent you at the expense of the public. Do you understand your right to counsel?
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. And if you stand mute, the matter will continue all the way through to the stage of a trial. You have the right in this matter to have a preliminary examination because you are being charged with felonies in this matter. You have the right to have the preliminary examination within 21 days of today's date, and today's date being the date that you're being arraigned. At the time of your exam, you can require the prosecutor put forth evidence that would establish sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed, and then probable cause sufficient to charge you with the crime. You're currently scheduled for probable cause conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, September 13th, 9 o'clock in the morning. You have a preliminary examination before me on September 20th, 9:30 in the morning, in person at the court. If those dates are set unless you waive the 21-day timeline or the court finds good cause to go beyond those 21 days, okay?
Yes.
You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. You have the right to demand a jury trial and continue to your jury trial. At the time of your trial, you enjoy the right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty, and the prosecution would have to prove each element of each of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt before you are considered guilty. You have the right to cross-examine any of the witnesses that are called to testify against you at your trial. You can subpoena witnesses to testify for yourself, or you can waive your silence at trial and testify on your own behalf. Do you have any questions about any of those rights?
No.
Is he requesting court-appointed counsel?
He is.
Okay, the court's gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Are you currently on probation or parole?
Parole.
Are you employed?
Yes.
Where?
Gregory Soul Food and Papa John's.
Your home address?
I didn't hear you.
What is your home address?
1013 Prospect Street, apartment 2.
Well, you're not gonna be able to live there during the pendency of this matter because my records indicate that that's where the victim lives.
No, I own the apartment. It's mine. I live by myself.
That's not what my records reflect. The records reflect that she reported that you all reside together. Where are you going to stay? Because you won't be able to stay there.
518 Foster Street. Or 904. 616-522-2142.
can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did meet with Mr. Shannon this morning and discuss some of his background with him. He did advise me of these prior felonies that the court has reviewed with him. He also advised me that he is on parole, and since being released from custody and being put on parole, he has been compliant and has had no issues with that court supervision. He did also advise me that he is currently on GPS tether. I do understand the seriousness of the allegations here. However, any criminal history he does have is quite old, and he appears to be complying with all court supervision at this stage. I would ask the court to consider releasing him on a personal recognizance bond with the order to remain compliant with his GPS tether so that he can continue working and working with his parole officer as well and communicating with his attorney from our office. Thank you.
How long have you been out on parole?
17 days short of 2 years.
Okay, I have a bond recommendation here from the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office indicating that they believe there's a concern for the protection of the public. They note that the defendant is on parole, probation, or has other pending criminal matters, that the crime alleged involves violence towards another person. The defendant has a history of violent behavior directed towards this victim, in the history of threatening or harassing behavior towards the victim or other witnesses, and that there was an intimate partner relationship here, and that the allegations involved strangulation with multiple witnesses. It says the people are respectfully requesting a high cash bond with GPS tether and victim notification if released.
I have a PPO against that person.
Sir, I've not asked you for any, did you have any questions or anything at this point? So you shouldn't be speaking while I'm speaking, okay? And they indicate a request that there should be a money bond with conditional release, including a no contact order. I've reviewed his criminal history and I understand your statements about his any criminal convictions are quite old, but he's still on parole. So they're not that old because he's still under supervision from the Department of Corrections. So I think personal recognizance bond in this particular case would not be appropriate. I do think there is a threat to at least the victim in this matter. This is a matter that's been charged as a habitual offender fourth offense. So the maximum penalty now would be enhanced on count 1 to life if convicted. So the bond will be set in a money bond amount with a no contact order in place. I understand that, yeah, Mr. Shannon, you're saying that this apartment or this house is in someplace that you own. If the prosecution's office is able to confirm that that alleged victim is not staying there, then they can notify me or your attorney can notify me so that you can return to that address, okay?
I have a PPO against this person.
Sir, that's not what she asked you.
I didn't ask you if you had a PPO against the person.
I don't tell them too much. Do what you do.
Thank you. Bond is set in the amount of 10,000, 10% with GPS tether and victim notification. You're not to be within 1,500 feet of wherever the victim is. That's wherever they live, work, go to school, or conduct any other business. Do you understand that?
Yes,
You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to use, purchase, or possess a firearm, weapon, or ammunition of any kind. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to have alcohol or drugs. And that means you can't have possession of it, unless you have a valid prescription. You need to report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about your bond conditions?
you said, what was the price again?
10,000, 10%.
So 1,000. Okay, thank you.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further. Thank you.
They're all set.
So I got to pay 1,000. Okay.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dayton Ackley, file number 24-02624, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Ackley for today's arraignment.
You're Dayton Ackley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Ackley, I do have a felony complaint here. The allegations are that on or about September 1st, 2024, at the address of 6030 South Pennsylvania Avenue, that's located in the city of Lansing in Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you allegedly committed an armed robbery, and that in the course of committing a larceny of liquor, assault, or put in fear a person present by the name of Shiv Sharan, and in the course of that conduct represented orally or otherwise that he possessed a dangerous weapon, and that this was done contrary to MCL 750.529. Count one's a felony, and the maximum penalty is life in prison or any term of years. Count two is weapons, felony firearm, alleging that you did carry or have in your possession a firearm, that being a pistol, at the time that you committed or attempted to commit the felony of armed robbery contrary to MCL 750.227B. Count two is a felony. Maximum penalty is 2 years consecutively with and preceding any term of imprisonment imposed for the felony or attempted felony conviction. And then there's a mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or the device required under the law. You understand both charges and the maximum penalty attached to both.
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and Ms. Sutter is going to represent you today because you're being arraigned, but you do have the right to counsel. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can request to have a public defender's office represent you at the public, because you would have the right to have an attorney represent you at all of your court dates, and you would have the right to have an attorney with you if you're questioned by law enforcement. You understand your right to counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
If you requested court appointed counsel,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, the court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf and note that you are requesting court appointed counsel. Okay. You have the right in this matter to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute, and you have the right to silence. You can remain silent and not have silence be used against you. If you invoke your right to silence and stand mute in this matter, then this matter could be continued all the way to the jury trial stage. You have the right to have a preliminary examination You have the right to have that exam within 21 days of today's date, unless you waive the timeline or the court finds good cause to go beyond 21 days. You have the right to require the prosecution put forth evidence at that examination to show that they have sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed and to show probable cause to charge you with the crime, okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you're currently scheduled for a probable cause conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, Friday, September 13th at 9 a.m. You have a preliminary examination before me in person at the court Friday, September 20th at 9:30. You should have received a notice to appear for those dates. Did you receive that? I see the blue form. That blue form are the instructions for my Zoom. The white form would be your notice to appear.
Oh, yeah, I received it. I got it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, and you have the right to the presumption of innocence, so that means you're innocent until proven guilty. And you can require the prosecution prove your guilt by proving each element of each of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can remain silent and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses that the prosecution calls to testify against you at your trial. You can subpoena witnesses to trial to testify for you and present evidence at trial that you believe show a defense to these charges. And you can waive your silence at trial and testify on your own behalf if you'd like. You understand each of those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you currently on probation or parole?
On probation.
For which court?
That I don't remember.
Your Honor, if I may. I spoke with Mr. Ackley this morning. I think he's confusing probation for bond. He is on bond currently with 54A. I do not believe he's on probation.
Oh, sounds good. I don't see where he's on probation either. Sounds like he has. You said which court?
54A, Your Honor. I believe that's a recent case as well. It's set for, I believe, probable cause conference 2 days from now.
This was. What's the charge?
And Your Honor, I'm looking at the file right now. It looks like a single count of CCW in front of Judge Flores.
Yeah, I just saw it in JIS. The bond report was off. That's why I was confirming.
I see.
Okay, let's see. What's his bond in that file? Okay, that's good. Are you employed?
Yes.
Where?
Ryder, over on Canal Road.
Can you repeat that?
I said Ryder over on Canal Road.
Okay. What's your home address?
401 West Rolfe Street, Gary, Michigan.
And your phone number?
248-259-8789.
can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I met with Mr. Ackley this morning to discuss some of what is going on with his situation. He did advise me, much as he's just told the court, he is living and working, or he's working in the Lansing area. He resides nearby. He is employed full-time, as you said, at Ryder in Lansing on Canal Road. That's good, stable, long-term employment for him if he's able to maintain it. As we've noted with the court, he is currently on bond in front of the 54A District Court, set for hearing in just a couple of days. And I believe on that matter, he has a $5,000 PR bond. Outside of the bond, outside of the case he is on bond for, he advised me he has no prior criminal convictions, in particular, none that are assaultive or violent in nature. I understand the kind of seriousness of this case occurring while he is already on bond. However, I would ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond for him so that he can continue working with Ryder as well as working with his attorney on these cases as well as the previous ones. Thank you.
I don't see any convictions on his criminal history, but I do have a concern with the nature and the amount of charges that he's had. He's been charged with a home invasion first degree, charged with receiving, concealing a vehicle. He was charged earlier this year with a weapon, carrying with unlawful intent. That was only a couple months ago. I don't know why that was dismissed. Charged with an armed robbery last year. Now he has a pending carrying concealed weapon, which he's on bond for 5,000 PR. And one of those conditions was that he was not to be in possession of a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Additionally, a concern that the court has is that the defendant was arraigned on that new felony before Flores, and that was back on the 28th. He was advised that he was required to report to pretrial services within 48 hours of his release, and it is September 4th. He's not done that. The fact that he is already under or on bond and has already picked up new allegations, some serious allegations, a personal recognizance bond would absolutely be inappropriate. Let's see. The bond report from the prosecution's office indicates that the crime alleged involves violence towards another person and that the crime charged involves possession or use of a firearm. They are requesting that bond be denied under Michigan Court Rule 6.106B1. I will grant their request. Bond is denied. Again, you have a probable cause conference, I believe, before Judge Flores this week. And you received the new dates for your probable cause conference and your exam before my court. That will be next week and the week after. Do you have any questions for the court at this time? Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set. Thank you. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kevin Anderson Mallet, and this is file number 20-01427FY. Counsel appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Anderson Mallet for today's arraignment.
Okay, Mr. Anderson Mallet. Okay, I have a felony complaint here. And it alleges that on or about May 7th, 2020, at 218 Woodlawn Ave, City of Lansing, Union County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly committed the act in count 1 of larceny from the person. The allegation, sir, that you did commit the offense of larceny by stealing from a person of another, that being in Adriana, Ireland, a certain property, that being a cell phone, and that was done contrary to MCL 750.357. That's a felony, maximum penalty 10 years in prison. There's a count 2 of computers using to commit a crime, maximum imprisonment of 1 year or less. Allegations are that you did use a computer program, computer system, or computer network to commit, attempt to commit, or conspire to commit, or solicit to commit intentional dissemination of sexually explicit visual material under MCL 750.145E, contrary to MCL 752.796 and MCL 752.7973A. That's a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 1 year and or $5,000 in fines, reimbursement to the government for expenses incurred in relation to the violation in manner indicated by MCL 769.1F. And a consecutive sentence may be imposed for the underlying conviction. There's a count 3 of domestic violence, alleging that you made an assault or assault and battery upon an Adriana, Ireland, who is an individual with whom you had a dating relationship, and that this was contrary to MCL 750.812. Restitution may be ordered, as this offense may have resulted in damage to another individual's property, physical injury, or death to another individual. That's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. There's a count 4 of intentional dissemination of sexually explicit material. Allegations are that you did with the intent to threaten, coerce, or intimidate, disseminate any sexually explicit material or visual material of Adriana, Ireland, a person who was not less than 18 years of age and was identifiable from the sexually explicit visual material itself or information displayed in connection with the sexually explicit visual material, and the sexually explicit visual material was obtained under circumstances in which a reasonable person would know or understand that the sexually visual material was to remain private, or knew or reasonably should have known that the other person did not consent to the dissemination of the sexually explicit visual material, and that these actions was contrary to MCL 750.145E. And that's a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. And you understand each count and the maximum penalty, sir? Okay, you have the right to counsel. Ms. Sutter is representing you today for your arraignment purposes only. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney at every court appearance, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you're questioned by law enforcement. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can make a request to have the public defender's office appointed at the expense of the public, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say, anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. If you stand mute, the matter will continue all the way through to the trial stage. You have the right in this matter to have a preliminary examination because you're being charged with felonies. You have the right to have that examination within 21 days of today's date unless you waive that timeline or the court finds good cause to go beyond 21 days. At the time of your exam, you have the right to require the prosecution put forth sufficient evidence to establish probable cause that a crime was committed and that they have enough probable cause to charge you with the crime. Do you have any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
You are scheduled for probable cause conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, Friday, September 13th at 8:30 in the morning. You have a preliminary examination before me, Friday, September 20th, in person at the court, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you should have received a notice to appear. Did you get your notice to appear, sir?
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good. All right, you have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. So that means, sir, that you are considered innocent until proven guilty, and you can require that the prosecution prove your guilt as to each count by proving each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You can be silent at your trial by right and not have that silence be used against you. You have the right to confront all of your accusers or any witnesses called to testify against you at trial. You have the right to subpoena your own witnesses to trial or put forth evidence that you think would show that there's a defense to these charges, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, I do not.
Is he requesting court-appointed counsel?
Yes, he is.
I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Are you currently on probation, sir?
No, ma'am.
Are you on parole?
No.
Do you have any other matters pending at this time?
I would say I just came from a court building. I spent 3 days in East Lansing with a different case, and I was released on PR. Also have a CPS case that I'm trying to establish once I get free, if so. And I do have to pay a fee in Southfield, I believe.
Okay, I see you do have an East Lansing, that you were probably taking care of that earlier, and that's for, I believe, as a property damage.
Yes, Your Honor, it was a single count of malicious destruction of personal property. He was arraigned yesterday. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I misspeak. It was not a single count. There are 3 charges yesterday. That was,
Okay.
he was arraigned on.
Are you employed, sir?
Yes, I am.
Where?
Denny's, and also I believe Jersey Mike's. I'm just not on the schedule with Jersey Mike's, and I haven't talked to Denny's any since I've been in custody, I would say.
Why do you say you believe Jersey Mike? Where, do you think you lost your job, or you just not sure you're employed there?
I was there for grand opening, did training, and just never was put on a schedule. But I guess I'm like still able to see schedules and to pick up shifts. And I also receive them.
Okay. What's your home address?
It would be 1320 Deer Path Lane, East Lansing, Michigan, 4823, apartment 32. But as of right now, it would be 3018 Cooley Drive, Lansing, Michigan, 48911.
In Cooley Drive?
Yes.
Okay, why would it be the Deer Path? But
Your Honor, he has
That's
a no
mine.
contact order with that address from yesterday.
Yes.
okay, got it. What's your phone number?
517-420-7055.
You can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did meet with Mr. Anderson Mallet this morning. He did advise me that he was arraigned yesterday in the 54B District Court on a couple of misdemeanor or 3 misdemeanor charges. He also advised me that he is living and working in the Lansing area. He was able to provide an address that is compliant with his no contact order from East Lansing yesterday. As he's also said, he is employed working a couple of different jobs. He is confident about Denny's and is awaiting to see if he'll be put back on the schedule at the other place of employment. I understand the nature and seriousness of the allegations here, as well as the I suppose other legal standing of Mr. Anderson Mallet right now. Given all that, Your Honor, I would ask the court to consider a 10% bond on his behalf today. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. I reviewed his prior criminal history. I don't see any convictions. And up until the case that he's been arraigned on yesterday, it didn't look like he had, this would be the only thing pending. The reason why I'm going to grant a personal recognizance bond on this is because it's from 2020. And so I don't think there's an immediate threat to the public safety, and I don't have any information before me that would cause me to believe that he's not likely to return to court. I think he's been pretty candid. He even told me about pending tickets and everything else. So I think he'll return to court for all of his future court dates. He's got his next court appearances in his hand. He's gonna have some bond conditions. One of those is a no contact order in place for the protection of Adriana Ireland. You're not to have any contact of any kind with Adriana Ireland. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
That means you can't talk to her directly or indirectly. Is that gonna be a problem?
Yes. No, it won't.
Okay. You're not to be within 1,500 feet of wherever she is. You're not to use, purchase, or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You are not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior, and you can't use any drugs or alcohol unless you have a valid prescription. You must report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release. Do you understand all of those conditions, and do you have any questions about those conditions?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have any questions, but I understand.
Bond is set in the amount of 5,000 personal recognizance. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you.
You can read that in a minute. Oh, I need to go.
The record?
I don't get to be.
For the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Angel Robinson, file number 24-02587 FY. Ms. Robinson? Ms. Robinson, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, didn't I just see you not too long ago?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a felony complaint here that alleges that on or about June 24th, 2024, at the area of 4612 South Martin Luther King, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly committed the act in count 1 of malicious destruction of personal property, 1,000 or more, but less than 20,000. The allegations are that you did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure a motor vehicle and personal property of a Jasmine Ray and or Strilina Larkins, and the amount of the destruction or injury was 1,000 or more, but less than 20,000, contrary to MCL 750.377 A1BI. That's a felony. The maximum penalty is 5 years in prison and or $10,000 or 3 times the amount of the destruction or injury, whichever is greater. There's a count 2 of assault with a dangerous weapon, also a felonious assault. It says that you did allegedly make an assault upon a Jasmine Ray and a DeAndrea Davis and or an Alicia Gutierrez Jackson with a dangerous weapon, that being a motor vehicle, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or to inflict great bodily harm less than the crime of murder. Now, this was contrary to MCL 750.82. That's a felony, maximum penalty 4 years and or $2,000 in fines. Your DNA is to be taken upon your arrest, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. There's a habitual offender second offense notice. It says, take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of a felony or an attempt to commit a felony in that on or about June 8, 2022. She was convicted of the offense of police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing in violation of MCL 750.81 D1 in the 30th Circuit Court for Ingham County, state of Michigan. Therefore, the defendant is subject to the penalties provided by MCL 769.10. 1 1/2 times the maximum sentence on the primary offense or a lesser term. The maximum penalty cannot be less than the maximum term for the first conviction. Ma'am, do you understand the charges that was just read in the maximum penalty? I need you to look up. I know your nails are probably really important right now, but I think 5 years in prison, 1 1/2 times the maximum sentence might be a little bit more important than your nails, okay? Do you have any questions about those that were read to you just now? Okay, you have the right to counsel. Ms. Sutter is representing you today for the purpose of your arraignment, but you do have the right to have an attorney with you to represent you if you're questioned by law enforcement or at every one of your court appearances. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can request to have the public defender's office appointed to represent you. Is she requesting court appointed counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You can plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. If you stand mute, this matter will continue all the way to your jury trial. You have the right to preliminary examination within 21 days of today, that being the date that you're being arraigned, unless you waive the 21 days or the court finds good cause to go beyond 21 days. At the time of your preliminary examination, you can require that the prosecution put forth evidence that will be sufficient enough to establish probable cause that a crime was committed and enough probable cause to charge you with those crimes. You're currently scheduled for probable cause conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, Friday, September 13th at 8:30 in the morning. You have a preliminary examination before me, Friday, September 20th at 9 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Did you get a notice to appear?
Yes.
It has those dates on it.
Yes.
You have the right to the presumption of innocence, so you're innocent until proven guilty. You can require the prosecution prove your guilt by proceeding to jury trial and requiring them to prove each element of each of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can remain silent at trial and not have that silence be used against you, or you can waive your silence and testify at your trial on your own behalf. You have the right to see, hear, and question any of the witnesses the prosecution calls to testify against you at your trial. And you have the right to call witnesses and put forth evidence that you think show a defense to these charges being brought against you. Do you have any questions about those rights? Did you say something? Because I didn't hear you.
No.
Okay. Are you currently on probation or parole?
No,
You have any other court dates pending?
no,
What's your home address?
146 East Barnes Avenue, Lansing, Michigan.
Are you employed?
Yes,
Where?
right at home in Gravity Restaurant.
You right there?
What's your phone number?
517-749-7918.
I asked you if you had any other matters pending. You said no, but you got a matter before Judge Dragonchuck, don't you?
I was in court for that today and it didn't continue on because I had a warrant, so I don't know any further matter. I didn't even get through court today. Like I had no idea I had a warrant or anything.
I didn't say you had a warrant. I said, don't you have a matter pending? You're on bond before Judge Dragonchuck, file number 24-341 for felonious assault, resisting, obstructing, malicious destruction of property and OWI. Did you forget about that?
No, ma'am. I don't have a court date for that is what I'm saying. You asked if I had I don't have a court date that I know of, ma'am.
Okay, ask if you had any other matters pending. I didn't ask you if you had any other court dates.
Okay, I
I said
didn't
matters.
understand.
I said matters pending, but nonetheless, you can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did meet with Ms. Robinson this morning. She did advise me of the case in front of Judge Dragonchuck. She did appear at court there this morning where they advised her that this warrant existed and she was taken into custody on it. Outside of that case and the pre-existing case from 2022, she advised she has no other criminal history and could not recall any prior failures to appear in court. I understand the nature of the allegations here. However, she is employed in the city of Lansing. She has a couple of different jobs. She's lived in the Lansing area for the past 24 years and has significant community connections here. I would ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond release for her today. Thank you.
She has a 2022 conviction for police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. I asked her, did I see her recently? And it was about a year ago, though. There was a jury trial. She was found not guilty at the jury trial. But similar charge is one brought forth today. And then she's got felonies pending, bound over to the circuit court. I have a bond report here indicating that the defendant is currently on parole, probation, or has other pending charges. That the crime charge involves violence towards another person. That there's been an escalation of violence or risk taken over time, and that there are some indications of acute depression or unpredictable and violent mood swings, that is. It says the people are requesting 25,000 cash surety bond with scram alcohol tether. The defendant is on felony bond with Judge Dragonchuck in file 24-0341. The allegations before the court today involve assaultive behaviors and statements from witnesses lead the people to believe the defendant was highly intoxicated at the time. To ensure the safety of the public and the safety of the defendant, the people are requesting a bond as such. have a concern about the serious nature of the charges. Not just the malicious destruction of personal property, but that a vehicle was used as a dangerous weapon. And now there's an allegation of the defendant being highly intoxicated during that time, although she has not been charged with an operating while intoxicated. The court is I'm not going to issue a 25,000 cash surety bond, but she will get a cash surety bond. The bond amount is going to be 10,000 cash surety with scram, alcohol tether, and a no contact order for the alleged victims.
And Your Honor, if I may, just briefly. Would you mind
may.
spelling the names of the protected parties so I can do our office's conflict check?
I only have what's in the complaints, and that I believe could likely be misspelled, but I don't know. A Jasmine, that's spelled J-A-Z like zebra, I-M-N. Ray, W-R-A-Y. And then there's a Trilena or Trilena, C-H-R-Y-L-E-N-A. Last name Larkins, L-A-R-K-I-N-S. And then there's a DeAndrea Davis, D-I-A-N-D-R-E-A, Davis, common spelling. And Alicia Gutierrez Jackson, Alicia, A-L-I-C-I-A, Gutierrez, G-U-T-I-E-R-R-E-Z hyphen Jackson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
No problem. I don't know if they're spelled accurately or not, but that's what we have here. I will say the affidavit of probable cause spells Jasmine, J-A-Z-M-I-N. So,
Okay, thank you. I'll check both.
okay, back to your bond conditions, ma'am. There's a no contact order in place for the protection of those individuals I just named. Again, it's a Jasmine Ray, Trilena Larkins, DeAndrea Davis, and Alicia Gutierrez Jackson. You're not to have contact directly or indirectly with them. You're not to be within 1,500 feet of wherever they are. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You are not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. You are going to be ordered to have a scram alcohol tether, and you need to report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about your bond?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Will I be released to get the tether, or I have to wait in jail to get the tether?
Will you have to get the scram tether?
Yes. Is it being, do I get released or?
When
do I
you
just
post,
put it in jail?
your bond is 10,000 cash surety. So once you post that bond, then you'll go and get the scram tether at the same time. So when you are released, you'll have scram tether. You won't need to have a alcohol tether while you're in the custody, if I'm understanding your concern.
Okay, and then with my job, I work in the bar. So now what? I serve alcohol.
That's a personal problem that you need to work through, because you're not to possess any alcohol while you're on bond. And so
So
you wouldn't be able to
that
serve it
quit my
because
job?
that you wouldn't be able to serve it because that will require you to possess it, and I'm prohibiting possession.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further. Thank you.
You're all set.
You're free to go with the officers, Ms. Robinson.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Adon Gonzalez, file number 24-02626 SM. Appearance for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez for today's arraignment.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, is it Adon Gonzalez?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I have a misdemeanor complaint here that I'm gonna arraign you on. The allegations are that on or about September 3rd, 2024, at the area of 1409 North Jennison Ave, which is in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, you allegedly committed the act of domestic violence and that you made an assault or assault and battery upon a Jane Lopez Gonzalez, which is your spouse, and that this was done contrary to MCL 750.812. Count one is a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines, and a sentence can be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. There is a count two of assault or assault and battery. It alleges that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon a John Lopez, contrary to MCL 750.811. That's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 93 days and or $500 in fines. You understand each count in the maximum penalty, sir?
Yes, I do.
So Ms. Sutter is representing you today so that you can be arraigned, but you have the right to an attorney and you have the right to make a request to have the public defender's office represent you at the expense of the public if you can't afford to hire an attorney. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Is he requesting the public defender to represent him?
Yes, he is.
The court's gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or you can stand mute. If you stand mute, we're gonna continue all the way to trial on this matter. You have the right to jury trial, and you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You can require that the prosecution prove your guilt by proving each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can remain silent and not do anything at your trial and not have that silence be used against you, or you can waive your right to silence and testify on your own behalf. You also can subpoena witnesses that will testify for you or present evidence at trial that you believe show defenses to these charges. But you have the right to confront and cross-examine in court any of the witnesses that the prosecution calls to testify against you. You understand each of those rights?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's see. Are you currently on probation, sir, or on parole?
No.
Do you have any other matters pending?
No.
Said no.
Oh, yeah, were you asking me? I thought you were.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought you were asking her. No, I don't have any other matters. No, not right now.
Is there something in there for instruction judiciary? 4/17/2024.
About that protection order. Maybe it's still. that's
Mr.
pending.
Gonzalez, she's thinking right now. Give her a second.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna remind you again of your right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you, okay? Okay. Nonetheless, are you employed?
No.
How do you support yourself?
I just been living off them for a while.
I was homeless for about 5 months before then, about 3 months
Oh.
ago. So,
Okay, and your address is the location of the incident?
yeah.
Okay, but that's Jane Lopez Gonzalez address though, correct?
Yes.
So where can you reside? Because you won't be able to stay there during the pendency of this matter because that's her address.
I can stay at 1109 North, Regent Street, 1109 Regent Street. Sorry, I was staying there for this, for my, staff.
Whose address is that?
It's my stepfather's address.
What's your phone number?
517-455-3362.
You're currently scheduled for pre-trial conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons. It's going to be September 17th, 10 o'clock in the morning. You can appear via Zoom or in person for that, okay? You got your notice to appear, sir?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Very good. Counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did meet with Mr. Gonzalez this morning where he did advise me that he is living in the Lansing area. He was able to provide me the same address that he provided the court that is away from the complaining witness and is with a family member in Lansing. He's lived here his entire life and does have other family in the area. I did walk through with him the conditions of any no contact order that's going to be ordered by the court today, and he advised me he understood the nature of that order that I explained to him. He also advised me that his prior criminal history is limited to non-assaultive or non-violent misdemeanors. In particular, he noted a couple of prior DUIs. Outside of that, Your Honor, he did not recall any prior failures to appear in court other than one some time ago where he advised he wasn't receiving mail, and he has since rectified that problem. I would ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond on his behalf today with that appropriate bond condition of the no contact orders. Thank you.
Thank you. Bond will be set in the amount of $500 personal recognizance. There's a no contact order in place for the protection of Jane Lopez Gonzalez and John Gonzalez. You're not to be within 1,500 feet of them. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You're not to have contact directly or indirectly with them. That means you can't speak to them and you can't have a third party send a message on your behalf. You understand that? While out on bond, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. You need to report to all of your future court dates. I will allow for you to go to the residence one time with law enforcement to get personal items like clothes or medication, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any questions about your bond?
No.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dontarius Deering, file number 24-02625. Counsel appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Deering for today's arraignment.
Okay, let's see. Dontarius Deshaun Deering.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I have a misdemeanor complaint here that alleges that on or about September 3rd, 2024, at the area of 717 North Pine Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly made an assault or assault and battery upon Ayanna Allen, an individual with whom you had a child in common, and that this is domestic violence and contrary to MCL 750.812. That's a misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was in a place of confinement. Count 2, assault or assault and battery alleges that you made an assault or assault and battery upon an Abdul Basit Adam, contrary to MCL 750.811. That's a misdemeanor as well, with the maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. Do you understand the charges read in count 1 and count 2 and the maximum penalty attached to each?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you understand your right to counsel. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and if you can't afford to hire one, you can request to have one appointed. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, is he requesting court-appointed counsel?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so Mr. Deering, you have the right to remain silent. You can plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. You can't have the silence be used against you, but you also need to understand that anything you say or anything you put in writing can be used against you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to plead guilty. You can plead not guilty, or you can stand mute. If you stand mute, sir, the matter will continue all the way to your trial, and it'll be a jury trial. You have the right to a jury trial and the right to presumption of innocence, so you're innocent until proven guilty, and you have the right to require the prosecutor to prove each element of each of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt before you are considered to be guilty. You have the right at your trial to be silent and not have that silence be used against you, or you can waive the silence and testify at your own trial if you'd like. You can present evidence that you believe show a defense to these charges. You have the right to confront in court and cross-examine, which means question any of these witnesses or any witnesses that the prosecution intends to call to testify against you. Do you have any questions about your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay. For the purposes of today, we're gonna enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
Amazon.
And you live at the 717 North Pine?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not gonna be able to live there during the pendency of this matter if that's Iona or Ayana's address. Is that her address?
No, that's my mom's.
Okay, well, the report that I have indicates that you all have been residing together at 717 North Pine for 2 months.
Yes, ma'am.
You're saying that's your mother's house?
Yes, ma'am.
And she lives, and Ayana lives there?
I think her mom came and got her a couple, but she was staying there, but she was staying with her mom and us back and forth.
Okay, well, you won't be able to be in the same house with her. You're not gonna be able to live where she lives. You're gonna not even be able to be within 1,500 feet of wherever she is. So you all need to figure that out. If that's your mother's house and she's gonna leave and go to her mom's house, then that's fine. But if she's staying at the 717 address on North Pine, then you cannot be there. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not gonna be able to have contact directly or indirectly, meaning you can't talk or speak to her, nor can you have anyone else speak to her on your behalf. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you on probation or on parole?
No,
Okay. Do you have any other matters pending?
no.
What's your phone number?
31. Well, can I use my email because my phone number, my pay right now?
You say your It's going in and out. You said, can you use your email because what?
My phone bill not paid.
Okay, what's your email address?
Serious Daring 27@gmail.com.
You said 57?
No, 27.
27, okay. Okay, you're scheduled for a pre-trial conference before Judge Stacia Buchanan, September 16th, 9:30 in the morning. You can appear in person or via Zoom. Did you get a notice to appear before Judge Buchanan?
Oh,
Did it-
yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, I reviewed his prior criminal history. I don't see any other contact with the criminal justice system. You can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. That is also what Mr. Deering advised me. He also advised me he's been living in the Lansing area, residing with his mother for his entire life. He is employed right now, working full-time for Amazon. I believe with the appropriate bond conditions like the no contact order he and I discussed this morning, that he does not pose a danger to himself or the community, nor does he pose a flight risk. And I would ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond today. Thank you.
A bond will be set in the amount of $500 personal recognizance. There will be no contact orders in place for the protection of Ayanna Allen and Abdel Bassett Adam. You're not to have contact directly or indirectly with either of those individuals. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, you can't be within 1,500 feet of wherever they live, work, go to school, or handle any other of their business, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And so while on bond, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. You're not to possess a firearm, weapon, or ammunition of any kind. Are any of those conditions you have a question about?
No, ma'am.
You need to make sure you report to all of your court dates. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further. Thank you.
You're all set, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Is Jeffrey Smith in the hospital?
That's your honor, he's not at this time.
Well, we can be arranged at another time. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Douglas Aubrey, 23-00790. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Aubrey for today's arraignment.
Okay, you're Douglas Aubrey.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay,
Good
I have a
afternoon.
misdemeanor. Good afternoon. I have a misdemeanor complaint here that makes allegations that on or about June 28, 2020 at 1019 West Saginaw, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly committed an aggravated assault upon a Timothy Brooks. It says you didn't make an assault without being armed with a weapon upon Mr. Brooks and did inflict a serious or aggravated injury upon said person, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or to inflict great bodily harm less than murder. And that this was contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.81A. Restitution may be ordered as this offense may have resulted in damage to another individual, physical injury, or death to another individual. Let's see, it's a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 1 year and or $1,000 in fines. You understand the charges and the maximum penalty there?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
You understand your right to counsel, so you have the right to be represented by an attorney, and if you can't afford to hire one, you can request to have the public defender's office represent you. You understand
Yes,
that, right?
Yes, I
He's
do,
requesting
ma'am.
public defender,
Yes, he is, ma'am.
and the court's gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. However, you did have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. If you stand mute, the matter continues all the way to your trial. You have the right to jury trial. You enjoy the presumption of innocence, so you're innocent until proven guilty. And you have the right to require the prosecutor to prove your guilt at your jury trial by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can remain silent at that jury trial and not do anything and not have that be held against you. You can cross-examine and question any of the witnesses that the prosecution intends to call against you. You can call witness to testify for you, or you can waive your silence and testify for yourself at your trial. You understand those rights?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Are you employed?
Yes, I'm self-employed. I'm a licensed painter, and I'm also insured, do my license painting through State Farm.
Home address.
My home address is 540 West Willow, apartment D11, Lansing, Michigan, 48906.
Your phone number.
Phone number is 517-303-4456.
Currently scheduled for a pre-trial before Judge Tony Flores, September 23rd at 9:30 in the morning. You should have received a notice to appear before Judge Flores. Did you get that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I have it. Thank you.
You can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I met with Mr. Aubrey this morning where he did advise me that he's a longtime resident of the Lansing area. He's been here since 2011 and was from Lansing originally. He did advise me that he has some prior criminal convictions, though they are quite old at this stage, and he could not recall any prior failures to appear in court with those. Further, the events alleged here appear to have been from nearly 4 years ago, and he seems to have had no contact with the criminal justice system in the interim. I understand the nature and the seriousness of the allegations here. However, I don't believe with appropriate bond conditions, like the no contact order that he and I discussed this morning, that Mr. Aubrey poses a danger to himself or the community, nor do I believe he poses a flight risk. And I would ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond on his behalf today. Thank you.
The charge or the allegations are from 2020. I'm not sure what the delay was in issuing these charges or if this was a reissue actually, because it looks like it was issued in 2023.
I also saw that, Your Honor, he advised me that he posted an interim bond at some point and was released, and then the charges were dropped, and I found that they were reissued in 2023, and he was unaware of that. So I'm not quite sure with what happened with that either.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and it looks like he did have some interaction with the criminal defense, I'm sorry, the criminal justice system, that is, back in 2021, 2022. So if something was pending, then he would have known, but then obviously it wasn't reissued until March of 2023. The age of the case would present to me, based on his criminal history, I don't see anything since his guilty plea in 2022, that there's not likely a immediate threat to the criminal, to the public safety, that is. I'm going to grant the request for personal recognizance bond. Bond will be set in the amount of 2,500 personal recognizance. There is a no contact order, so you cannot have contact directly or indirectly with Timothy Brooks, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, and I haven't since that incident. I don't know him.
No, that's good, Mr. Aubrey, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to use, purchase, or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're also not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. Do you have any questions about your bond condition, sir?
No, you've been very clear. Thank you.
Okay, make sure you report to all of your court dates on time. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further, thank you.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. People of the state of Michigan versus Jackson Purdue, 24-02613.
Your Honor, he posted bond prior to arraignment.
Okay, sounds good. Of the state of Michigan versus Gwendolyn Asaf. File number 24-02614 and 24-02270. Did I pronounce that properly? Is it Asaf? Okay, I have two files. Counsel, can I have your appearances on these?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Asaf for today's arraignments.
Okay, Mrs. Asaf, I have two files. One is a furnishing false information and the other is a trespassing. The furnishing information or furnishing false information indicates that on or about no, that's your birthday. On or about July 30th, 2024 at approximately 6:49 a.m. that you were issued a citation upon the area of 500 and East Saginaw Street at or near North Cedar Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, for furnishing false information to a police officer in which no vehicle was involved. And so that's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 90 days in jail and or $500 in fines. And then the City of Lansing, that's a City of Lansing file, not a State of Michigan file. City of Lansing versus versus Gwendolyn Asaf. The trespassing, it indicates there was a citation issued on or about September 3rd at approximately 5:15 p.m. Alleging that you did trespass upon the area at or near East Miller Road and 6200 South Pennsylvania Ave, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan. It's also a misdemeanor. I'm trying to figure out what the address is. Maximum penalty 90 days in jail and or $500 in fines. Do you understand the charges in both of these files and the maximum penalty? Okay, you have the right to counsel in both of these matters. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can request to have the public defender's office represent you, okay?
Sure.
Is she requesting the public defender to represent her?
Yes, she is.
Okay, we'll enter a plea of not guilty on both files. You have the right to a trial and the right to jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require that the prosecution prove your guilt. The prosecution in this matter is the city attorney's office. They have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. You can remain silent and not have the silence be used against you. You can waive your silence and testify at your trial if you like. And you have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses they call to testify against you, or you can subpoena witnesses to testify for you. Do you have any questions about your rights?
Your Honor.
Okay. You have a pretrial conference in both of these files scheduled before Judge Stacia Buchanan, Tuesday, September 17th at 9:30 in the morning for both files, okay? I didn't hear you. Did you say something, ma'am?
No, Your Honor, I see, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did you get your notice to appear for those dates?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can appear in person, or you must appear, actually. Your appearances say that appearance in person is required for these, okay?
Your Honor.
Okay. What's your address, ma'am?
I'm homeless.
Where do you receive your mail?
Holy Cross, ma'am.
You said Holy Cross?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a phone at all?
Yes, Your Honor.
Repeat that for me.
Yes, Your Honor. I do not have a phone.
Okay, thank you.
It does not, no.
You got your notice to appear for those dates, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't have any criminal history for her, but you can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also could not find any prior history for her. I understand that these are city Lansing cases that are fairly low level. However, Miss Asaf did advise me this morning that she is concerned about, first of all, her safety, and second of all, her ability to return to court for future court hearings. And therefore, she would like to request a 10% bond today. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know that she has or doesn't have. They just didn't provide me with the criminal history, so I can't speak to it. These are again, like you indicated, a low-level misdemeanor, city ordinance violations. I'll grant the request for a 10% bond, but as we know that she won't be kept in the jail long. So she should likely be able to go make it for next court date, but I don't know that. Bond in the furnishing false information will be set in the amount of $250, 10%. You must report to your court dates, okay, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll set the same bond on the trespassing. While out on bond, you need to report to all of your court dates. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior.
Sure.
You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. On the trespassing, I'm going to require that you not be on the property or premises at or near East Miller Road in 6200 South Pennsylvania, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions about your bond?
Yes, Your Honor. I
Do you have a
do.
question? What's
Yes,
your
Your
question?
Honor. I was wondering, is it 10%, like, is it PR or is it, or I didn't understand.
It's 10%, $250, 10%,
But how much is that?
$25 a piece.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions? Is that what you asked your attorney to seek for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set then, ma'am, unless you have any other questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, people of the city of Lansing versus John Nolan, 20-01608.
Hello.
Hi, you're Mr. John Nolan.
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Nolan, I do have a citation here. Can I have your appearance, Ms. Sutter?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today on behalf of Mr. Nolan for today's arraignment.
I have a citation, Mr. Nolan, that indicates that on or about May 23rd, 2020 at 5:04 p.m. at the area of South Martin Luther King Boulevard at or near Shiawassee, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly committed the act of failure to stop or identify after a property damage accident. And that is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and or $500 in fines. You understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you have the right to counsel, and you have the right to request that the public defender's office represent you if you can't afford to hire an attorney, okay?
Okay.
Is he requesting the public defender?
Yes, he is.
Mr. Nolan, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. You can proceed to jury trial by right on this matter. You can remain silent at your trial and not have the silence be used against you. You have the right to confront in court and cross-examine any of the witnesses or accusers that are called to testify against you at your trial. You can testify on your own behalf or invoke silence and not have it used against you, or you can call witnesses to testify for you at your trial. You understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You have a pretrial conference for Judge Cynthia Ward Monday, September 16th at 9:30 in the morning, okay?
Okay.
It says in-person appearance is required. Did you get a notice to appear?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. What's your home address, sir?
924 West Street.
All right, oh, and your phone number?
507 492 7454.
Bond is set at 300 personal recognizance. This is from 2020, May of 2020 at that, so it said that you failed to appear for your arraignment, but I know where we all were in 2020. It wasn't shut down, so I could imagine even if you got the mail that you probably didn't know what to do. But at this point, you do know what to do, and that's appear in person before Judge Ward at your next court date, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions at this time?
No, Your Honor.
300 personal recognizance. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. People of the city of Lansing versus Bobby Harris, 24-02621.
Your Honor.
Is he in there? I can call him if he's not in there. I can call him later.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, is Takesha Culberson there?
How you doing? Long time no see. I apologize, but I really got excuse.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. No long time no see. Let's see here. I got a
What you
couple
mean?
files for you here. 23-02087 and then 21-00529. Council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Culberson for today's arraignments.
Okay, that was correction. Okay, ma'am, are you okay?
I'm fine now.
Okay, are you under the influence of anything?
No, I haven't been. No, I actually am sober. I turned myself in.
You turned yourself in on this, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I can't even see you. Where are you? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'm gonna do, let's see, what is this? I got two files. One's a probation issue. The other one is a collections matter.
Oh, I can pay that. I'll pay that. What's today? I can pay that.
Ms.
if you give me-
Culberson, give her a second. She's just telling you information right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a requested summons for a probation violation. The allegations, Ms. Culberson, are that you violated the terms of your probation before me by failing to submit to testing and that you never enrolled. It also says that you failed to enroll in intensive outpatient treatment and you never provided proof otherwise to probation. It says that you failed to enroll in CBT, nor did you provide proof of that to probation, and that you failed to engage in mental health treatment, nor did you provide proof of otherwise to the probation department. It also states that the defendant has failed to report to the appointment orders back on May 20th, 2024, and then failed to report to the rescheduled appointment back on June 17th, 2024. Defendant had absconded from probation. And so you have the right to have a contested hearing on these violations. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at that hearing. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can request the public defender be appointed to represent you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, are you requesting an attorney for this violation?
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Note that you are requesting a public defender. We'll set this for a hearing on the probation violations, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
September 10th at 1:30. Looks like it's already set, September 10th at 1:30.
Okay, I got the paper. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you'll be remanded until that time, okay?
What, I can't get a PR bond? I will show up at court.
You absolutely can't get a PR bond. You've been in bond status on this, ma'am, since April after absconding from probation. I saw you in April. I told you that you needed to report to probation by Monday, 9 a.m. Otherwise, bench warrant would issue. That's exactly what I said and exactly the note that I wrote down on April 26th. You didn't report. The allegations are that they reset it for you as a courtesy, and then you didn't report again in June. And then the allegations are that we haven't seen you, nor have you done any of the things that you were supposed to do. Excuse me?
I was locked up north.
Okay.
I had a case. I did go up there, but it was a 2-week wait. So since I had a 2-week wait, I didn't want to catch no cases or could violate. I was trying not to violate probation up here. So I went up there to check on my case. They needed me to go in. And they called y'all and told them, and I have the paperwork, that I was up there and I just got out on the 30th. And I bought my own bus ticket and I just got here.
And Your Honor, if I may, briefly.
Yes.
She does appear to have been in the custody of Kent County, specifically the 61st District Court, for some time. She was just released on the 28th last week. I cannot find their court record system is down right now, so I can't find the exact date they went in custody, but it appears it was a file that began in late May, and she seems to have gone into their custody sometime in early June and has remained there since that time.
I can believe that because she was supposed to report for our probation though, back in April, and she didn't do it. So that she went to
Yeah, and
custody in June, 2 months later. She was already late for reporting for hours. She was already in warrant status here.
And I did too sign up. It was a 2 to 3 week wait because she said that it was gonna be a while. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Got it. Everybody else that went to sign up for all this, the treatment that I ordered similar to yours was able to get it done though. So,
But if it was a wait and then I went up there and then she just said that, that's exactly what happened. And I wouldn't not have, I would have not, I don't do stuff like that. You would have caught me in the city. You've never seen me do nothing like that.
okay, sounds good. Well, you were supposed to take care of this in April, and then they put it out until May and then till June. And the records we have that you were now in custody in the 64th district from June until now, but by June, you were already in warrant status here.
Is it possible that I can get one chance and that's all for my life? Because I'm tired of getting locked up. She just said I just got out of jail. I mean, seriously. All I know is
the only possibility that you have is to see me on the 10th for your court date on here. And we can talk about what we're going to do with the underlying case at that time, because the recommendation from probation is to terminate your probation and sentence you to jail time. But I'm not going to go back and forth with trying to locate you for that. And I also want to put on the record that this is not the first allegation or bench warrant that you've had, because I had to go back and forth with you appearing in court in the underlying case as well, okay?
Well, I'm done with everything now.
I'm done too, so we're on the same page. I'm done too. Next. We're gonna reset the collection until after we address the probation.
Ms. Culberson, go with the officer.
Excuse me?
I said bitch.
93 days contempt. Watch your mouth. See you on the 10th. See you on the 10th. I suggest you get her out of here before she gets some more time. I suggest you get her out of here.
What I'm saying.
Okay, let's see. Your boss looking for you. Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Angelique Redmond, 23-01147, council appearance. I actually need that so I can write her contempt on there. Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Ms. Redmond for today's arraignment. And Your Honor, may I ask a question if you don't mind?
You may.
I was told this morning from LPD that this is a failure to appear. When I looked online, it appeared to be just a collections matter. Is that correct?
It's a collections matter, yep.
Okay.
But she failed to appear for the show cause.
I understand. So the public defender's office doesn't appear for collections and show cause hearings. Would you still like my appearance on the record for that?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is for Jesse Van Patten.
Okay, Angelique Redmond.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Redmond, I have here a bench warrant for failure to pay. You owe $210. This matter was set for show cause back on April 4th. For you to appear and explain to Judge Buchanan why you had failed to pay. You did not appear.
The address they sent it to was the address that I lived at, the Willow Park Apartments. So I had no contact with him at all. all my mail was still going there. I didn't get it in time. And I found out later that I had a warrant. And that was last night that I found out I had a warrant. I didn't even know I had one. I know that I gotta take care of the one that's in St. John's, but I'll try to get there so in the morning so that I can be arraigned. Because it's pretty much, it's already done. I assume, I did all of my community service and plus.
Okay, so when are you gonna pay this?
I have a job interview tomorrow at 1 o'clock, for downtown for canvassing. As soon as my first check come in.
So you have an interview when?
Tomorrow with, it's called, WCN, across the street from the gas station, to do canvassing.
Okay. What's your address, ma'am, if you're not staying at the address on the file?
430 North Larch Street, Lansing, Michigan, 48912.
Okay, we're gonna reset a new show cause 30 days out so that you can explain your financial situation to Judge Buchanan and make a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
You need to remember your show cause date, because if you don't show up, the point of the show cause is just for you to come and tell us why you didn't pay and how you plan to pay. And as you can see, I'm happy to set it out because you're looking for a job. But if you don't come to the show cause, you force us to put you in jail for not paying a fine.
I will be there.
Thank you.
I've started labor. I don't like missing court dates and stuff because this right here.
October 4th at 8:30. October 4th at 8:30 before Judge Buchanan, okay? Do you have any questions?
No, just start my date. Be there on the
1 month from today, 8:30 in the morning, October 4th, and notice will be sent to the North Larch address, okay? You're all set.
All right, thank you. All right.
Okay, let's see. State of Michigan versus Jesse Van Patten, file number 18-00669. This is a collections as well.
Thank you.
You're Mr. Van Patten, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Van Patten, it looks like you owe some money on this file. You owe $685. Is that accurate? Is this something? This is a 2018 case. It's a long time to be owing $685. I know that at one point you were in Ingham County Jail. Looks like in 2019, you saw the magistrate. You told her it slipped your mind that you were working with A1 Flooring. The matter was reset after you released from jail. 2022, you had a court date actually to explain or to deal with the failure to pay. You didn't appear. That was back in May of 2022. Then you did appear again. Looks like August 2022. Again, you said it slipped your mind. And you were told to report to collections within 24 hours. And I don't think you ever did that because I don't see another note. Let me guess, it slipped your mind?
No, it's been real rough for me. Financially, I did lose my job, but he just kind of laid me off for probably about 6 months. And I've been dealing with a death. My father died, and it's just been really, really hard these last, couple of years.
I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your father, but you still got to pay these bills, sir.
Yes, I know. I have my job back now, and I'm just about caught up in my bills. So.
Okay, when are you making a payment on this?
I can make a payment like today as soon as I get out. I mean, because I got money in my account. So.
How much are you paying today?
I can pay 20.
I'm trying to even understand what are the requirements of another matter? 30685 on this one. I'm trying to understand what the fines actually are inclusive of. Is there another fine or something else? What is it, 364? Probation oversight?
I don't know if
That's
put it in that total.
Let's see discharge from probation. See probation. Let me find the judgment sentence. Let's see. He's on probation. Okay, you're gonna pay $20 within the next 24 hours?
Yes, Your Honor.
When are you gonna make your next payment?
I can pay a weekly. I can probably do like $10 a week after that. Possibly more.
Okay, I'm gonna note that you're gonna pay $20 within the next 24 hours. You're gonna pay $40 a month before the 4th of each month, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And you'll do that until paid in full.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I think this probably is gonna be the last time anyone is as lenient just because the age of the file. So you wanna make sure you're making those payments so you can get this resolved and move on with your life.
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you, you're all set.
You.
I must not have gotten all these files. I don't have the Navarro file. Was I expected to have a file for Christopher Navarro?
Your Honor, that was an ICJ arraignment that I did with Magistrate Milmore this morning.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Okay, I'm ready for Bobby Harris.
How you doing, Your Honor? Hey,
Hi, Mr. Harris. How are you doing this week?
that's so good.
Not so good? What's going on?
I had some seizures and I've been in jail for no reason and all that other stuff. I'm just trying to get out now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear about your seizure, sir.
It's okay. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
Okay, well, you gotta take better care of yourself.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my medicine and everything too. I've been trying to get it, but every time I've been trying to go to my pharmacy, they said I need my insurance paper. Insurance card, I mean. Yeah, they
Okay,
said
well,
I need.
hopefully you can get, maybe go to CMH and see if someone can help you out with that, okay?
Today?
Well, let's see about if you're gonna go do that today, but if not today, because it's about 3:58 anyways, it's kind of late. CMH is gonna shut down soon. But you gotta get
Yeah.
there and get that taken care of, so that you can, be healthier, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay, so
ma'am,
I have this, yes, sir.
I would just wanted to say something.
Sure, Harris.
I'm
If it's regarding the facts of the case today, I'm gonna advise you not to.
not gonna say anything, man.
Okay, this is the trespassing, people of the city of Lansing, 24-02621, appearance for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today on behalf of Mr. Harris for today's arraignment.
Okay, Mr. Harris, I have a citation that alleges that on or about September 4th at 8:13 in the morning, that you allegedly committed the act of trespass on the property of another at or near 1923 East Michigan Ave at or near Clemens, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan. So that's a misdemeanor. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in this file. You have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can have a public defender represent you. You do have public defenders on your other matters. So I'm assuming he's requesting a public defender on this matter.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You're scheduled for pretrial conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, September 16th at 8:30.
And can I ask something?
Yeah, you have a
Your
question,
Honor.
sir? Yes.
I just wanted to ask, will I be able to be released today?
We're getting to that, Mr. Harris. We're not there yet.
All right, sorry.
Every file. We're gonna make sure all the files that I have with you are set for the 16th.
No, not here. You just closed this last one.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
Okay, it looks like
it's-
it looked like I just closed the last one last week. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and so, Mr. Harris, your concern is
Yeah.
about your bond? Is that your concern?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll address your bond in just a moment. You're homeless, is that correct?
yes,
Do you have a phone?
no,
Are you gonna remember your court date?
yes, I will.
When is it?
17. What's that,
September
this month?
16th.
Oh, yeah,
16th.
16. Sorry,
Did you get it?
16.
Did you get a notice to appear? It should have told you the date on that piece of paper.
I think so. It's right on the they table. Yeah, it's right on
Oh,
their
they're gonna
table.
okay, they'll give it to you?
Yes. He's giving it to me now.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, when's your next
Yes.
court date, sir?
Say September 16th, 8:30.
Thank you. You're gonna appear in person, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll grant bond in the amount of $250 personal recognizance. You need to report to all of your court dates. You're not to be at the area upon 1923 East Michigan Ave, okay?
So, okay, I won't go nowhere on the east side. I'm gonna stay on the north side.
Sounds good. As long as you don't go to any other places that you're not supposed to be at, okay?
That's true.
Exactly. So stay out of trouble, sir, and we'll see you on the 16th.
Ma'am, can I ask, and what's referring with my bond and will I be able to get out?
Yes, I just gave you a personal recognizance bond.
All right, and I wanted to tell you too, I just wanted to tell all of y'all, my birthday is coming up. I don't wanna stay in jail
Oh,
for my
I see that.
birthday.
Maybe I should change your court date to the date of your birthday so we can all celebrate you.
For real?
No, no, it's a joke. No, you don't want to come in here on your birthday, okay?
We could have did that.
No, I could not.
All right, all right.
All right, thank
But
you for letting
thank
us know
you.
your birthday's coming, okay?
Yep, it's September 20th.
Awesome.
But I get to get
All
out
right.
today now then?
You're getting out today, sir.
At what time?
As soon as you're holding us up now. It's up to you at this point.
I'm asking if you could please get this up to date real quick too,
I've done all that I needed to do. I've done all I needed to do. And
'Cause
so
I wanna-
my staff get the paperwork to the jail and then you'll be able to get processed so you can be released. But you go get you some medicine or go speak with CMH tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you. I
Thank
see
you, Miss-
you.
Thank you, Ms. Sutter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice rest of your day.
Same to you.
Thanks.
Holidays.